So this time finally figured out how to do 4K on my camera, because Apple keep changing the settings, and wanted to present one amulet that I have not presented before because I forgot I had it. I only have one. It's very rare, and I actually call it the Badtr Nam Mont, but it's officially called the Pim Jantr Loi, which means floating moon or rising moon. You can see it has an indented concave frying pan kind of indent here. You can see around the edges how it goes, bulges inwards in concave. I see this is Mai Jamgat นื้อ ทุกเนื้อ any Muean sand, so it could be white, it could be brown, it could be blue, it could be green, doesn't matter, category. The Pim Jantr Loi, the floating moon or the rising moon, Pim, and it is a Pra Pong Prai Kumarn, Roop, Pra Roop Muean, Pong Prai Kumarn, or Pra Pong Prai Kumarn, Pim Roop Muean, of Luang Tim, of Wat Laharn, right, of course. And it's the only one I've ever had, and I certificated it because I lived close to Ban Khai, to Wat Laharn, right, at the time. And before COVID there was still competition, so I went to certificate it at the with Ajahn Pisek Sisawat, who is the president of the Grum Anurak Prakriang Luang Tim Luat Ban Khai in Ban Khai, Rayong, and this was certificated as number 1410. Certificate number 1410 as authentic, and I define it as in, get the light on it now, it's in เนื้อขาว เนื้อผงไพรกุมารสีขาวทา bronze vanit และลงสายแร่ทองคำ with gold flakes, and you can see the white Pong Prai Kumarn powders inside on the edges. But I've spoken in one of my recent videos about the red Muean San Kunpan amulets of Luang Tim. We studied 4 different appearances of red Muean San, and I explained how they're, although you might call this เนื้อขาว alongside red tong kam, it's not white. I can see Wan Dok Tong. I can see, if you look here, which is a good picture actually on the certificate, you can see pinkish red, which is Wat Punkin Mark, the seashell paste cement used to chew betel areca nut with. And I can also see, of course, Pong Prai Kumarn and Bang, sacred Bang, which is the 5 sacred powders, Pong Badtr Nam Mont, Pong Putakun, Pong Trini Singhe, Pong Pong Itije, and Pong Maharaj, which are also present. Yeah. And this is the Pim Jantr Loi. Yeah. Lang Yang Kabong Kwai, and it's a Pim Jumbo because Pim Jantr Loi is usually very tiny, about this big, and so this is a jumbo version. Have only one, never found another one before or after, and in extremely clear, unused, relatively unused condition, yeah, over the years. Yeah. And although this was certificated in the Kunpan 2515 celebration meeting, of course they accepted other amulets of Luang Tim for certification. Yeah. But that does not mean it was released in 2515. This is the Sala Gan Brian edition. So this was made to celebrate the building of the Sala Gan Brian at the temple. Yeah, in what year? I'm not sure what year if they made it to raise funds for building it, or if they released it to celebrate the finishing of building it. So I will confirm the year. Yeah, but this was well before Luang Butim passed. This made at Wat Laharn, right? Not Wat Bang Bo or Wat Pai Lom or the other temples he blessed at. So it's original Luang Butim and very rare and very sought after, this round Roop Muean. But in jumbo, I'm afraid don't expect to see or find another one, although, touch wood, I might. I'd like to. So let's have a look with the lens at the Muean San. I'll just show you the certificate first, which I made on the 11th of August 2562. I think that was 2018, 2019. You can see the Muean San very well here on the back. The tone is about as close to reality. You can see the Pong Prai Kumarn. You can see the Pong Prai Kumarn, this greenish tone starting to appear on the surface, coming up. So let's now have a look under the lens at certificate number 1410. So here we begin the close-up macro, first at probably about 8 times to 10 times magnified. You can see the Sai Re Tong Kam, gold flakes, and the whitish and greenish Pong Prai Kumarn, Pong Puttakun, Pom Batamang, Pom Tini Sing He, Pom Itije, Pong Maharaj, the 5 Pong Wisate special powders, the greenish mildew of the Pong Prai Kumarn, the sacred bang, the sacred talcs, which are finer powders rising up through the surface as the amulet has dried, and the coarser powders such as the wan inside, and wan, I can see wan dok tong inside, and as I said, I can see a little bit when you look at the certificate, which has a bit more closer to the real tone. You can see the Pong Prai Kumarn, and you can see pinkish, reddish Poon Kin Mak, which is the beetle areca nut shellfish paste cement used to chew beetle leaf and areca nuts. And you can see the bang, the sacred bang talcs of Pong Prai Kumarn and the Pong Wisate, forming always, as I teach, around the recesses and edges of protrusions. Protrusions meaning where his head, where Luang Butim's face raised relief. So in the eyes, wherever you have crevices, you will see this forming. You can also see round lines around here, concentric lines, which is of course part of the Pim. And as I said, it is defined as Pim Jantr Loi, which is usually very small, whereas this one is a jumbo size. I would actually call it a Pim Badtr Nam Mont, but it depends on the society, the person and the group. Each amulet has 2 or 3 different names depending on the group. And in books, then they develop, when they get published under the same name and 3 different books, then they tend to get that name. But this is actually a Pim Badtr Nam Mont in my opinion, because of the recess, this frying pan type. You can see here how it goes in like a frying pan inside. You can see the raised edges here, and then it goes down like a frying pan, yeah? which is what I call Badtr Nam Mont. Badtr Nam Mont means the alms bowl the monk used to make holy prayer water. But it also means a rien, Badtr Nam Mont, or Pra Badtr Nam Mont. A Badtr Nam Mont amulet would mean also you can put it, immerse it in the water in a prayer water bowl. And a prayer water bowl can be a monk's alms bowl, but not always. You have special prayer water bowls. Anyway, this was released for the Salabrian edition at Wat Laharn, right? Yeah. And also on the top, it says, let's zoom in. Songungan Wang Sila Ruk. The placing of the Sila Ruk. Sila Ruk is like a sacred stone for the initiation of a temple. For the initiation of a temple. For the building, or for the, it's kind of like a foundation stone, yeah, the Sila Ruk, Wang Hin Sila Ruk, and the Salabrian. So it was celebrating two different events. So let's have a look now, close in at the Pong Prai Kumarn and the Sai Re Tong Kam. You can see the greenish white Pong Prai Kumarn. You can see the Sai Re Tong Kam gold flakes. Yeah, and here where you can see the broken here, you can see where a slight break in the ridge of the yan shows you also white and green. I always say if you cut an amulet open, you will find white powders. I talk about that in my study of Muean sand, of red clay powder, Prat Kun Pen, Lung Bu Tim, which I uploaded about 2 or 3 videos before this one. And you can find on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/AjarnSpencer. So, here more Sai Re Tong Kam built around the ears, on the face. You can see the greenish white Pong Prai Kumarn. You can see the Pang Pong Prai Kumarn forming around the edge of Luang Pu's head, where the flat surface becomes a raised relief of his face. And here we can see the dimple. I'm sure many people noticed that and wanted to see if there was a piece of bone in there or not. It's not, it's a small crater, and you can see the Pong Prai Kumarn within. So very, very rare amulet. The Pim Jantr Loi, or as I call it, the Badtr Nam Mont. And let me just take the light off a little bit to try to get to see less light, to see a bit better color of how it really is. So I'm taking the light off a bit now, and we can see. Let's close in. We can see more the golden dok tong and the Sai Re Tong Kam, giving it a more beigeish golden color as well when you look at a distance. But when you come up close, you see it is Nơ Khao, Nơ Pong Prai Kumarn Khao, white powders, long Sai Re Tong Kam with gold. But that it has Wan Dok Tong and Wan Tao Long within it as well, and a very tiny bit which you can't see in this light unless I do this, that the brownish tint does reflect a little tiny bit. You'd have to see it in real life or see it on the certificate picture here, where you can see a little bit more pinkish tone in there, which is pumpkin mark, yeah, betel areca nut cement. And now bring some more light for clarity, but lose depth of color so it looks much lighter than it really is. So I'm going to drop the light a bit with my screen control. And we can admire. And some more light back on again to throw some shadows. And on the side to show the relief of the yan and the formation of the Pang, the sacred Pang, Pong Prai Kumarn. And the particular clarity of this. Tiraluk memorial of the Ngan Wang Hin Wang Sila Ruk. To remember the celebration of the ritual of placing the Sila Ruk. You call that the foundation stone, yeah, of the temple. So I would imagine this might be 2515 because they changed the temple name to Wat Laharn right in 2515, and so they may have done a ritual to place a new foundation stone with the new name. If not, it would be older, but I would assume 2515 edition as well, and that they did a Sila Ruk. But also it says here Sala Gambrian, so it's obviously been released to celebrate two different events at the temple. And here we see a beautiful example of the Saire Tongkam gold flakes, the relief of the yantra. You can see a slight break in the surface of the bulging lines of the yantra, just about here, where you can see the greenish white Pong Prai Kumarn poking through from the inside. And on the surface, the formations where it's been pushed up as the wet clay dried, the finer powders are pushed up to the surface, and the heavier pigment molecule powders such as the wan and the heavy seashell powder of pumpkin mark, of which there may be a small amount, not 100% certain, but I do see a small amount in my opinion. But mainly would say Pong Prai Kumarn, นื้อขาว, white, with some Wan Dok Tong and Wan Tao Long, herb, but more or less almost purely Pra Pong Prai Kumarn. You can see on the edges here the greenish whitish powder where the Saire Tongkam gold flakes have disappeared from the surface on the edges through wear and tear over the years. Very little wear and tear on this item, indeed. And lots of Pong Prai Kumarn. So Pim Badtr Nam Mont, or the Pim Jantr Loi of Luang Putim, Wat Laharn, right? In Pim Jumbo, the Jantr Loi, one only. Tiraluk Ngan Wang Hin Sila Ruk, and also the Sala Gan Brian with the younger Pong Prai on the rear side, saying Namo Puttaya Isawasu Ma'a'u. And you can use that as a kata for this amulet or any amulet with that yan from Luang Putim on the back. Huh? Namo Puttaya Isawasu Ma'a'u Namapata. Actually, sorry, say it like this. Namo Puttaya, Namo Puttaya, Isawasu. Namapata Ma'au. So, Namo Buddhaya Isawasu Namapata Ma'au is what you would say. And with Ma'au, you could also say U'ama, Yata Putmona for Namo Buddhaya backwards, yeah? And Tapamana for Namapata backwards. And Isawasu, Susawa'i backwards. So you could say Namo Buddhaya Yata Namo Buddhaya Yata Putmona Isawasu Susawa'i Namapata Tapamana Ma'au U'ama, which is what witches do, and also what Lucy, magicians and monks, magic monks do, is you say the kata, the incantation, forwards and backwards. So there you go. Namo Buddhaya Isawasu Namapata Ma'au U'ama Tapamana Yata Putmona Susawa'i Yata Putmona. Yeah, so backwards would be Tapamana. Yeah, so backwards would be U'ama Tapamana Yata Putmona Susawa'i. And forwards would be Namo Buddhaya Isawasu Namapata Ma'au. So I'll do both, forwards and backwards. Namo Buddhaya Isawasu Namapata Ma'au U'ama Tapamana Susawa'i Yata Putmona. That's forwards and backwards, just as an extra. And so now, so one more time without the lens, so you can see the whole thing and show you the certificate. This comes with a box with its number on, 1440. 143 was the category it was entered into, yeah, and certificated. And the box says Glum Anurak Prakrang Liat Bankai. The box is from the society, yeah. So now one more look without the super macro, and give you one look with it. So there you go. And so there you go. The Pim Jantr Loi, or as I call it, the Pim Badtr Nam Mont, with its certificate, which I'll now show you once more. ประกาศนียบัตรรับรอง Guarantee Certificate กลุ่มอนุรักษ์พระเครื่องเลือดบ้านค่าย Society งานประกวดพระเครื่องหลวงปู่ทิม The หลวงปู่ทิม competition of the 2515 BE edition and other amulets in the Hopper Tum at the school within the temple of Wat Pai Lom, where Luang Tim also made a famous edition, blessed a famous edition in 2514. In Ban Khai Rayong, it's a temple right next to his temple of Wat Laharn, right? On Sunday, the 11th of August 2562 BE. And this is a photo made by the camera of the society as they did the competition. They photographed, of course, each one with the signature and stamp of Ajahn Pisek Sisawad and Naiwirat Gangate, who was the president of the meeting, and Ajahn Pisek is the president of the whole society. And it's a Pra Pong Prai Kumarn Wat Laharn Rai, Pim Jantr Loi. I call it the Pim Badtr Nam Mont. Yeah. And it is number 1410. So VIP customers can ask about that through my line ID or through email. Quickest answer through line, most probably, if interested, because I only have one for out of store discounted price for VIP customers who contact me and save me the work of writing up the amulet, taking 100 photos, cutting them up in Photoshop, adding the weights and the measures and all of the different information that takes me up to 10 hours to post one amulet in my website. So anybody who buys this through chat with this video has enough information obviously gets a considerable discount due to saving me a minimum of 10 hours work, which is 1 day work. So if you want a saving, you contact me. If not, you're watching this video after I put it in my store, and you will receive an automated discount which the store gives anyway. So it will end up cheaper as whatever it says in the store as well. All my regular customers know that. And if you're a new customer and you do buy an item from my stores at ancientamulet.com or thailandamulet.net, then you will also be surprised to find you get a free amulet, nice amulet as a gift, encased of course, which is where my store differs from many. So there you go. This was filmed mainly for my VIP customers, but if I end up deciding I want to write it up, it might end up on the website in my storefront. And there you go. Ajahn Spencer for Amulets TV, my Amulet Talk series, and of course ancientamulet.com, which is where I place my amulets of Luang Tim. And of course the Buddha Magic Project, which covers everything to do with Thailand, occult, Buddhist, amulet, magical and spiritual and cultural topics. Ajahn Spencer, signing off.